Facial recognition helped New Orleans police catch fugitives, stop crime, track and terror suspects in real time. But today, that alert system is silent to NOPD.
Cassie Sherman investigates why it was paused and what the city may be risking waiting to make a decision.
Just walking in the corridor, you should know you're probably being watched. 5,000 cameras total. 200 of them are not only watching your movements, but also scanning your face, making New Orleans the very first city in America to use real-time facial recognition tech on this scale. But now that tech is in the middle of controversy.
If you're not doing nothing, why be worried?
Like, what did I do? You see what I'm saying?
I'm not for it. I don't like it.
I didn't until you pointed them out. And then I thought, oh, okay.
In order to give you the tools to make up your mind on this important topic, I take a closer look at the tools NOPD was using and why some organizations are against it.
Well, welcome to my private office here at the National Real-Time Crime Center.
First, we take a look at the heart of New Orleans' facial recognition system. It isn't a government agency, it's a nonprofit. Brian Lagarde, he's the guy behind the camera running Project NOLA.
We're constantly looking for suspicious activity, crimes in progress, targets of investigation, trying to connect the dots.
What are the cameras doing right now?
They're automatically moving. So the cameras can tell the difference between a person, vehicle, tree swaying in the wind, stray animal. You see the boxes that are drawn around people. So that's our AI letting us know that it's taking in every stitch of clothing, faces, license plates. So later on, should something regrettable happen, if a witness says it was a white male, short hair, blue sweater, blue pants, we can go ahead and put all that in and find everyone that fits this particular description. We can also go back in time and see where that person has been.
This type of technology has helped police in dozens of arrests, at least 43 this year, but also big cases like the terrorist attack.
A lot of injured people, people that never got up that day. So you just get to work.
That happened January 1st, where the attacker drove a truck into people on Bourbon Street, led to a shootout with police, and attempted to make bombs explode in the corridor.
And the cameras help establish there was one bad actor. We were looking for accomplices. There were a lot of people who touched the devices, not knowing what they were.
Then in May, 10 inmates escaped from custody. Minutes after the alert, the system flagged 2 of them walking through the French Quarter.
So we were actually scanning them as they were on their way out.
Both were caught quickly. Lagarde says without real-time tracking, they may have vanished.
By sponsoring cameras and hosting Project NOLA cameras on their homes, businesses, churches, and schools, it's literally we've all come together to reduce crime. And we're reducing crime more in New Orleans than any other major metropolitan city in all of North America.
So we decided to put the tech to the test. We're going to walk around the French Quarter and see just how accurate these cameras can be. How many cameras do we have in this area in the quarter?
So that camera that's in front of us right now is scanning faces all around us right now across the street as it turns 360 degrees.
What would you say are some of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to facial recognition cameras?
There's a lot of old reports that facial recognition is inaccurate. And to an extent, that can be very true. Were it not for the fact that we're using very high definition cameras with special chipsets that makes it where contrast doesn't matter. Realistically, we haven't had a bad high reliability kit yet. But never would we claim to be 100% perfect.
Some people say they're concerned that just anyone can be put into this database to be watched. What would you say to that?
Well, if they're wanted, yes. If they're not wanted, then that's not the case. So the only people who are in our wanted libraries are people that are wanted for felonies. But what we're also doing is court-ordered, protective order. Of course, missing children and seniors as well. Super Bowl, we're talking the height of Mardi Gras. We're able to do what's called face in the crowd. So that too is working out extraordinarily well. Even if it's just one person amongst even tens of thousands, we're usually able to find them very quickly. Everything becomes a piece of the puzzle, and if you match the face, the clothes, the watch, any visible tattoos, shoes, shoe strings, belts, you have your person. Anyone that's participating with our program can instantly turn off the cameras should we ever violate public trust or the crime camera host trust.
Okay, so how far can these cameras actually reach?
Clearly, we can see faces clearly at over 700 feet away, virtually regardless of lighting conditions. For example, if I was to turn around and you hold up so many fingers, I'll be able to tell you how many fingers that you held up from a camera that's literally 3 city blocks away. Now, how many? 2.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. So, I mean, by now it's well over 1,000 murders that we've helped investigate.
So this is how fast it literally picked me up 2 feet after getting out of my car. I alerted 74 times walking around the French Quarter, and I didn't even have my face in all the cameras.
Every time, the system sent a live alert, who, where, when, to law enforcement agencies like state police.
What happens to the information?
They're instantly disregarded. Our video retention policy, which is part of how we help protect people's privacy, is very short. It's only approximately a month.
Since using this tech, the city has seen a 42% drop in carjackings in the quarter, an 80% violent crime closure rate, twice the national average. A report commissioned by the Police and Justice Foundation even recommended expanding the use of real-time tools like facial recognition to improve officer response and public safety.
We've got to use everything that is available to us to make the city a safer place.
Melanie Talia with the organization says she's concerned NOPD is no longer receiving those alerts.
Why do you think it was paused?
Just in case maybe there's a gray area, maybe we're not. Let's go ahead and set it aside. Give the city council an opportunity to have community input, to revisit the ordinance, rewrite the ordinance, and go from there.
More than 4 years ago, the city council limited how NOPD could use that tech. Under the ordinance, NOPD could use still photos for facial recognition, but not receive real-time alerts or actively track video.
That means the Real-Time Crime Center cannot use facial recognition or characteristic tracking. Project NOLA is a private entity. They're not excluded from doing that. The NOPD can use information as long as they do not set up the process or request the notifications.
Still in April, NOPD asked Project NOLA to pause those recognition alerts.
The independent police monitor also told us that she didn't find any instances of officers doing anything inappropriate with our data. So why are we still on pause?
Could they be missing out on possible closing some of these cases?
Yes, we know that for a fact. Regrettably.
Since the pause, several wanted suspects have appeared on camera. One woman linked to sex trafficking was spotted 7 times before she was manually arrested.
I think what's at risk is people who are wanted subjects in particular will be on the street longer and able to victimize someone else.
Now the decision for NOPD to use the tool is up to the city council.
Oversight is available. We are going to use the tools that are available to us to help keep the public safer.
The proposed ordinance wouldn't just regulate third parties. It would also allow NOPD to launch its own live facial recognition program for the first time.
It always reminds you of something out of 1984, right? You have someone always watching you.
Some organizations and community members are questioning the changes.
This kind of surveillance is particularly harmful and is subject to abuse.
Alana Odoms with ACLU says she's not just concerned about privacy, but the possibility of misidentifying community members in unconstitutional arrests.
As I understand it, they're paying out, settlements in Jefferson Parish for wrongful identifications. There's lots of real issues with this kind of being in a very pervasive way. It's a lot of power to give to law enforcement without the appropriate, checks and balances on it.
The meeting to discuss the proposed ordinance has been moved multiple times, and many are wondering when will it be taken up for a vote.
It's only deferred because we're getting input from the public. It's a sensitive enough subject. It's not something where it has to be done overnight, but it has to be done correctly.
But others think it's more than just that.
Do you think the fact that we keep pushing this down the line could be political?
I can't think of another reason for it. The ordinance has been drafted. It's ready to go. It's just finding the political will to move forward with it.
Reporting for WDSU, I'm Cassie Sherm, WDSU Investigates.
So if they do find that political will, if the council moves forward with allowing live facial recognition tracking, there are proposals for a dashboard to be made public to show when and why that technology was used. Tomorrow, we will have an exclusive interview with NOPD Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick about facial recognition technology.